Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to part 4 of What If Naruto Lost His Humanity. And I know what you're going to say, why didn't you post yesterday? And this time I have a real excuse. Yesterday, I come home from school, blah blah blah, and my mate called me saying he needed help with something. I'm not going to go into too much detail in that. But I felt really sick the day before, and my mum said, oh, your COVID test looked a bit weird, so make sure you check it before you go out. I'm me thinking nothing of it, but I would listen to my mum, of course. I grabbed it before I left. Like 10 minutes later, I was like, oh yeah, gotta check my COVID test. I look at it and it has 2 lines. I was like, what? Nah. So I just think nothing of it, and then I go, I'm gonna do another one. Check it after 5 minutes, it's fine. I come back 20 minutes later, there's a second line. I was like, oh no. So yeah guys, I tested positive for COVID-19. That's my excuse. I hope you can accept it. And you should be even more happy. You know how bad my throat is hurting right now, and I'm still uploading videos. What's your excuse, bruv? You don't have one. So other than that guys, I hope you do enjoy this, and let's get straight into the video. We begin this what if, or this part of the what if shall I say, with a 2-year time skip. Naruto right now is roughly, I'd say he is 15, and Harry is roughly about 11, and Sasuke is the same age as Naruto. And this starts with Naruto attempting to do what him and Kurama have been waiting for, after countless years of training, which is something Kurama didn't expect. With Kurama's actual embodiment himself being changed into this actual demon Ninetales, the process of him lending Naruto power also changed. Neither of their bodies were assimilated to it, none of them had a good link. So the past 2 years they have just been training relentlessly. They could access a One-Tail's cloak. If you're wondering, the One-Tail's cloak was a purpley red, not just full red. Actually, the One-Tail's cloak was purple. The One-Tail's cloak was purple, let's say. And this continued happening until they got up to the literally 8th tail. And finally, through their final link, they entered KCM 1. But this was weird. This wasn't like the usual. Naruto's chakra, like his skin changed to more of a purpley black colour, and his physical features also changed. He gained more demonic features. His eyes literally dilated. He felt his muscles expand, shrink. He felt his bones change, and most importantly, on his back, wings shot out. But these were retractable, of course. Naruto in this form felt connected with the world, and also connected with not people's emotions, people's fears. And with this, Naruto was just a different breed. As, yes, one of Naruto's most favourite things in the world to do was using his overpowered genjutsu in a way, was make people see whatever the hell he wanted, and if Naruto knew their biggest fears, he could play on that. He's becoming the real devil. Not only this, Naruto's speed, his strength, every little ability he has got a boost. And Naruto over the last few years wasn't just training with Kurama, he unlocked more abilities. These abilities included Naruto was able to freely manipulate matter, creating a sword at will, creating water, fire, anything like that with our hand signs from his hands. Not only this, Naruto could control this weird type of energy. He had no clue what it was, but one thing he did know, it was very dark. And this energy existed in all people. And if Naruto tapped into it, Naruto could change the very foundation of what a person was. He unlocked more abilities, but you're going to get to know them more throughout this what if. And finally, the plan came to be. Over the past few years, Naruto has one by one tracked down every single tailed beast. Naruto was there for most of them, but he always wore a mask. Similar to Obito's, except that it had horns on it and it showed both his eyes. The team that he was there, it was always him, Sasuke, and Harry would be at home with the other Taxi members, all of them teaching him special ways. Naruto knew that this Harry was going to become insanely overpowered. As for some reason, he learned quick, he could gain the abilities of others. Most importantly, he never ever gave up. But yes, throughout the last 2 years, Naruto had captured every single tailed beast, including the 8 tails, extracted them, and made the Jinchurikis his minions. Yes, that's his other ability. Naruto can find dead bodies, and after injecting them with power, they will be reborn as demons. And these demons had any sort of power that Naruto wanted them to, but it also linked with their original self. The most annoying one that he captured was the 8 tails, as this demon would just not stop rapping, but whatever he rapped became a reality. And the 1 tails, I'm only going to give you these 2. His main power was derived from how much people were afraid. The more scared they were, the more powerful he became. But finally, his day that he dreamed of came. The attack on the Leaf Village. And as such, they all left out in groups, and they finally arrived at the right time. Naruto walked through the gates without his cloak on, and he gets stopped by the 2 Leaf guards. Identify yourself. This is a Leaf Village. If you're not going to let any random person stroll in, you must be mistaken. Naruto takes off his mask and smiles at them. Their heart drops. That's the demon Fox, the one who went on a rampage in the village before. Naruto just begins laughing, and before they can sound an alarm, he slices both their head off. Naruto begins walking through the village until his eyes get the pupils. It becomes slanted like when he enters Kyuubi mode. But the slant becomes purple, his eyes still red, and he roars loud. The villagers get scared, and when they see him, they think, the 9-tailed fox is back. And he begins laughing. He activates his Kagane, and begins sprinting around the village, killing hundreds of people. And as the Ambu appear, he begins laughing and points up to the sky, saying, "You're targeting the wrong person." Pain is in the sky, saying, "This world shall know pain. Almighty push." Naruto wraps himself in his Kagane, the real perfect defense, and it hardens. Sorry guys. And his Kagane hardens, protecting him from this blast. The entire Leaf Village gets destroyed. Unlike canon, when Naruto was someone who rushed in to help everyone, it was Sasuke, Hinata, Neji, Kiba, all them lot, they all rushed in. And he was just laughing. Hinata goes, "Naruto, please come back." And he just laughs, saying, "Hinata, I'll spare you." He looks her in the eyes and she falls into a powerful genjutsu, knocking her out. Sakura rushes him, saying, "Where's my brother?" And she throws a powerful punch at Naruto. Naruto blocks it with his Kagane and blows her back. Neji activates his Byakugan just for Naruto to appear in front of him and says, "Yoink," and snatches his eyes. Neji screams he's now blind, and Naruto looks at his Byakugan and says, and he eats it. Naruto feels his vision change. He can see people's chakra constantly. It's not like the Byakugan black and white, but he can see people's chakra flow when he wants to. And he smirks and hints, "Interesting." He sprints around the village, finding all the other villagers who haven't been killed yet, and begins ending them one by one, all the villagers who wronged him painfully. Some he would take off a limb and leave them for later, and the others who didn't really who didn't do a lot bad stuff to him, he ended their life quickly, painlessly. But then there was those who hunted him down every day, beat him. They were put into a genjutsu, living out their worst fears, times by 1,000,000. Naruto flew up into the sky next to Pain, just laughing, saying, "So Pain, what do you think of our little conquest of the leaf? Is it what you really dreamed of?" Pain laughs and says, "What I dreamed of, wasn't this your number one dream?" Naruto says, this wasn't my dream. My dream was making everyone who wronged me in my past live in hell. And there's still others who haven't really got to experience my dream, let's say. Pain goes, well, there's always tomorrow. And they began laughing. Naruto can sense Obito's chakra, and he says, I wonder what that bastard's doing. And he disappears in a flash. He senses Sasuke, and as he planned, Sasuke's found Itachi by now. And he says, interesting, that fight's going to be a bit of entertainment. Oh, I'm so tired, guys, I'm so sorry. COVID has fucked me up. Literally, I slept all day. I woke up at 5 o'clock today, guys. It is 8 o'clock. I mean, at night, and I'm still tired. And he intercepts Obito, who's travelling to off place, and he appears next to him saying, where are you going? Obito says, leave, Naruto, this doesn't involve you. Naruto says, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? And he roundhouse Obito in his face. This is what Obito's life's been for the last few years. He will give lip to Naruto, and Naruto will beat on him. Naruto says, have I not made this clear? I don't care about your plan to resurrect Madara Uchiha. I told you I would welcome him with open arms. But one thing is, you're not keeping shit from me, so either answer the question or I end your plan here. Obito scowls and says, fine, I hate you. I'm gonna go meet someone named Kabuto. He works with Orochimaru, you see, and... What? Oh, I got to sneeze. Achoo! And he believes that he's managed to resurrect or find Madara Uchiha's body, which is something that even I haven't been able to do properly. Naruto laughs to say, so your plan to resurrect Madara is coming quicker than you imagined. Thank fuck, I was getting bored. He says, tell me where and I'll go meet him, because I can move a lot faster than you. And then you can sense my chakra and Kamui to me. Obito says, fine. He gives Naruto the location, and in a flash, Naruto appears in front of Kabuto with his mask on. Kabuto goes into his defense. Kabuto goes into his defense, saying, who are you? And he sees Naruto's cloak, saying, so you must be a friend of the masked man. Naruto says, yes. You see, I could sense your chakra straight. I mean, I can move a lot faster than he can, and he can sense my chakra, so we can get here a lot sooner now. As he says this, Obito appears out of his Kamui next to Naruto, saying, and says, I guess you are useful when I actually need it. Despite what you'd think, Naruto and Obito have sort of developed a friendly relationship, let's say. Both hate and leafage. And Kabuto says, finally, you're here. Let me show you my masterpiece. He does the hand signs. And all the people before, except for Itachi and Nagato, are summoned. Except for Itachi and Nagato are summoned. And if you're wondering about Nagato, don't worry about that one. We're going to find out in a little bit. Trust me. But then finally the last coffin opens and it's Madara Uchiha. Obito seeing this feels fear. He says, oh, finally it's going to happen. I'm going to see Ren again. Now after hearing this, says, ugh, you're Ren, I told you I can bring her back to life. Obito says, no, I've seen what you bring people back to life does. It turns them into demons. And Naruto says, beggars can't be choosers. You're the one always bitching about the person who didn't even like her because she chose Kakashi. Maybe if she weren't a hoe, she wouldn't have died. Hearing this, Obito snaps and he says, how dare you? He swings at Naruto and Naruto just snaps his arm. And he looks at all the people who were there. And he says, interesting, I'll leave your Madara Uchiha for yourself, for you, Obito, but the rest are mine. Naruto clicks his fingers and all the others who were summoned there begin to change. Naruto injects energy into them and all become his demon. Kabuto screams, no, how dare you, they were my pawns, my backup plan for when I want to go against you. So, hearing this, Obito realizes, damn it, I messed up. Naruto with the biggest smile on his face says, go against me, eh? I shall end your life here. He appears in front of Kabuto and punches his head off, but Kabuto has gone into Snake Sage mode at this point, and he absorbs it, he regenerates his head. Naruto just begins beating on him. right punch, left punch, up, down and left. Everybody knows I'll kill you in your chest. That's what Naruto's singing, but you know what I mean, a better version of it. And Kabuto's in fear now as he's running out of sage energy, or nature energy shall we say. And his regeneration ain't gonna last long. He tries to get away, but Naruto locks him in his black chakra chains and says, I'm getting bored of this, fuck off. Go say hello to your dead family. And he absorbs Kabuto's soul. This gives Naruto power to Snake Sage mode, and he's like, huh, it's alright I guess. And he enters it and he's like, actually, it's pretty exquisite. If you guys wondering why this What If has no ground, no formula, no foundation, no plan, it's because I'm forgetting these ideas as I say them, and my head is just hurting so much. But yes, Naruto enters Snake Sage mode, and he says, this is actually exquisite. The power coursing through my veins has an outside source, but I manipulated it to create a new energy. Naruto enters Demon Sage mode. And he says, interesting, but we'll keep that for later. My main plan is you. He says, I fucked up a little bit. I ended up killing him before you can complete the Edo Tensei. Wait, no. Actually, no. The real animation jutsu is Edo Tensei, right? Yeah, it is. Wait. Yeah. Edo Tensei. I think it is anyway. And Nobita says, you what? You just ruined the whole plan. You know you wouldn't have sent it. Blah blah blah. And Naruto says, Nobita, my friend, calm down. Your finger have to order this. I couldn't have resurrected him on my own. Nobita says, you could have what? Naruto says, yeah, I knew what his body was the whole time. I can sense everything, mate. We've been through this. But since you didn't want me to resurrect win, I didn't resurrect my ability, huh? Not to mention I could have made him like 10 times stronger than he already was. But since you don't want that, I guess give him sentience. Naruto searches throughout the underworld, let's say, and finds Madara's soul. He extracts it, and he slams it into this Edo Tensei. Madara opens his eyes, and his eyes are gone. He says, I cannot see. Obito, this isn't the plan. Naruto says, shut up, you whiny bastard, be lucky I even resurrected ya. And he generates eyes inside Madara's head. Madara goes, so you must be Naruto Uzumaki I've heard of. You're quite mouthy, let me put you in your place. Madara flashed it right behind Naruto and attempts to slump him around the head. Naruto just lets him hit him but doesn't move, and he swings his head through like 180 degrees saying, you fucked up now, bastard. He opens his mouth and a massive beam of chakra shoots out of it, destroying half of Madara's body. And he gets in Madara's face, pinning him down, saying, let me make this very, 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 very clear. I'm stronger than you will ever be. The reason you're alive right now is me, and I can easily extract your soul and end your plan right now. So stop bitching about me being mouthy because I'm the top dog, and don't go Hashirama! Because Hashirama's a bitch in front of me. Madara feels a feeling in his chest he has never felt in his life since he was a child. Fear. This is a common occurrence when you face against Naruto Uzumaki, the demon. And he says, impossible. No one should ever be able to rival our strength. This generation was meant to be weak. Naruto slaps him and says, this generation is not me, mate. I'm a devil. Madara doesn't like the variable of Naruto being stronger than him, but what can he do? Naruto can take his life away immediately unless they do a little bit of a Rinnegan. But eventually it doesn't matter. You know why? Because Madara has a plan, and they begin sprinting towards the Leaf Village. They do the hand signs to summon the Ghetto statue, and Naruto feeds it literally a little drop on the Nine Tails, and it is summoned. Weaker than canon, because remember in canon it got a bit more than Nine Tails than it had. And Madara, not wasting time at all, already been informed that a bunch of these Shinobis are already dead. He straight away absorbs the 10 Tails and becomes the 10 Tails Jinchuriki. And as such, Madara becomes powerful. He awakens his Rinnegan, he gains his real body, and he swings back around, attempting to challenge Naruto again. Naruto headbutts him, and he puts his hand on his stomach. Slowly, he begins extracting the ten tails, saying, "You're keeping this for your last chance. You've got 2 strikes, don't get a third, because you're fucked if you do. I can extract this 10 tails from you at any time, and I will. So let's just go and wait for the final part of this Whatif, which is going to be the next one. Other than that, Madara Uchiha, let's go and fuck up the Shinobi world." Hope you guys did enjoy. I know this is going to be a really shit Whatif. It's because I don't feel well and I'm tired. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. Make sure you should like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. And yeah, other than that, guys, follow me on Instagram. Check out my Snapchat. And yeah, peace out now. Bye.